Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be an about me video. I thought it would be great to answer a few little random questions about myself so that you're a little bit more familiar with me and my thoughts and my opinions and any other random stuff in between. So I went online and got like a few different questions to just that I highlighted that I thought maybe this would be interesting to know about me. Let's see, one of the questions was, where are you from and are you proud of it? I'm originally from California. If we wanted to get specific about the area, I grew up in West Covina, so San Gabriel Valley. Am I proud of it? Yes. At the current moment, I live in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Definitely, I miss California. Do I want to move back? No. Especially with how everything went down after COVID. I've been here for about just shy of 2 years. I miss certain aspects of California, but will I want to be there now? No. But am I proud to be from California? Hell yeah. Next question. I'm just gonna go through a few different random ones, so it may kind of just bounce around. Are you married? Are you single? I am currently, I'm in a relationship. I'm not married, but I'm very, very blessed to be in a beautiful relationship, a loving relationship, a healthy relationship, and I think that's key. A lot of my past relationships have been, I guess you could say trial and error, but moments where I think back and I'm like, I shouldn't have been in a relationship. I should have been working on myself. For once, I feel like this is a relationship that, do I think I'm at my best? No, because I constantly feel like there's evolution, that you can be better and you learn to be better. But I'm in a relationship with someone that I'm like, hell yeah, I want to be better for not only you, but for me, so for us, and that's where it feels right. By the way, if you hear any randomness of like a kid doing some like hayas and so forth, my boyfriend's son is playing video games in the next room, so life. Like I could hear him. Okay, so next thing is, what is your favorite thing to drink? Orange juice, period. Fucking love orange juice. I love orange juice so much. So that's like my favorite. If it has to be like something alcoholic, then tequila is my go-to. What is your fondest childhood memory? So I was homeschooled when I was younger, up until about 6th grade. My sister and I, my mom was a single mother. We grew up with our grandparents, and so fondest memory I would say is one year. I feel like I was like elementary age, maybe like 9. My mom took me and my sister over to a like festival thing. It was called Spirit West Coast. To me, it felt like it was random off of a limb, and it slightly was. My mom was like, YOLO, I want us to live life, and I wanted to go experience, and I thought, why not take you guys? She told us how our grandparents thought she was crazy for putting her daughters in such a dangerous situation, per se, but it was like really dope. I remember us getting there late. My mom setting up the tent. I was holding a flashlight trying to help her with the tent, even though I didn't know what we're doing. But like, yeah, we went there, got to see a whole bunch of different artists, and you saw like artists on go-karts kind of just going in between different stages and so forth. So it was like one of my first exposures to festival life like that, which I just thought was super dope, that my mom decided to take. Again, if I was like 9, then my sister was like 7.5 or like 8. So she just lived life and did it. I remember on the way, her car, shout out to the old Toyota Paseo, it overheated as we were going up the hills. I think we were like going towards Bakersfield area, but I remember her car was overheating as we were going over one of the freeway mountain passages, per se, and so we pulled over. A cop pulled over, so then, you know, as a kid I'm like nervous, like, oh great. Shout out to the police officer, because he showed us this like police route, and it allowed my mom to like go around without having her car overheat. So shout out to him for allowing us, or helping us to have such a dope memory. Who is your celebrity crush? Okay, so I would quickly say The Rock or Joe Rogan, and my boyfriend hates me for that. He really does, but he says one of these days when we're hanging out with Joe Rogan, I'm gonna let him know that I don't like him because my girl is obsessed with you. So that's that. Do you consider yourself to be an extrovert or introvert? So that's a loaded question. If it's off of the limb, I would say I'm introverted.
Don't talk to me.
But those aren't even.
Don't talk to me.
I feel like people around me, especially my boyfriend, will tell me like, you are so extroverted, what are you talking about? But my thought in it is, when I was homeschooled, I was slightly sheltered. I felt like in order for, we started going to school in like 6th grade. We started going, and we grew up in a city called Pomona, super ghetto. It was like a lot of gang violence when I was growing up. Like I remember in middle school, we had to wear collared shirts, and we couldn't wear like certain colors and so forth, because if we did, you never know what you're gonna have going, like walking back home. I remember walking home a few times and like seeing people get into fights and like just dumb stuff. But anyways, I was really introverted at that time, especially in 6th grade. My sister was in 5th grade, so we went to different schools. I remember having a thought of like, okay, if I want to make it and survive, then I need to be able to do certain things. So I kind of had to be extroverted. Now, if you meet me, I right away seem like I'm extroverted, but that's me projecting something that at times that I don't feel that I am. Again, quick answer is I'm introverted, but I hide behind my extrovertedness, if that makes sense. If you could be stuck with one person during lockdown, who would it be? Apparently this is like an older questionnaire thing, but definitely, now, gets kind of tricky. If I had to have 2 people, could I alternate? If I had to alternate between people, it would be one, my boyfriend.
Come on, baby. All the fans are trying to catch up. I don't know if you civilization catching me down here.
Mickey, shout out, my fucking best friend, literally. However, my OG best friend, my sister, yeah, like, I mean, yeah, if I had to be with someone, but the thing is, like, sometimes my sister can get a little round. Maybe it's because she loves cats, I don't know, but like, Mickey at least can deal with me a little bit better, so I would have to say Mickey, and then my sister second. Sorry, sissy. Do you want to have a business? Which business do you want to have, and why? I think ultimately, if I thought about what would be my business, my overall goal is I want to have a business where I motivate others to love themselves, and through that they're able to express themselves genuinely. But how do you do that? Like, how do you create a business that's profitable off of that? Now, if I thought about like a materialistic object or so forth, I've thought about like home decor, or almost like kitchenware of some sort. I've thought about some like really cool ideas. Granted, I'm not the most fashionable, I'm not the most decorative person, but I have fun with some of those stuff when I see certain things that like, it intrigues me. Do you love music? Which genre is your favorite? Okay, so if we have to break it down genre, I would say probably hip hop and R&B, but if I have to go to a specific time, I would say early 2000s hip hop, like Missy Elliott, Timberland, Pharrell, Jay-Z, Beyonce, Rihanna, does that count part of that? Ying Yang Twins, you know, like a little Pitbull, like some of the, like, I don't know, like that time and era, you know. I need some promiscuous girl like Nelly Furtado and things of that nature. But like definitely top 3 would be Missy Elliott, Timberland, and Pharrell. Justin Timberlake in there too, because like he came out with Senorita, like when that banging, that time of like music was just freaking awesome. Ying Yang Twins, like I said. I'm trying to think of who else. Petey Pablo, Sierra. Oh, Sierra. Oh my gosh, what just happened? Okay. How tall are you, and have you dreamt of being taller? Okay, so depending on what doctor you ask, I'm about 5'8" and a half to about like 5'10", but I like to say I'm 5'9". Do I wish I was taller? No, I now can appreciate my height, but when I was younger, I hated how tall I was. I would want to be 5'5". Like, okay, if a normal person stands like this, I would purposely in high school try to stand like this, you know, like spread my legs to like get this much shorter, because all of my homegirls were like 5'2", 5'3", 5 to like, let's just say 5 to 5'5", and I just felt like a fucking giant, and I hated it. So now I can appreciate my height, but back in the day I didn't. Now I'm that girl that's like, I'm already tall, but you best believe when I'm going out, I'm wearing some heels, or I'm wearing some dope platforms or something if we're going out like partying, raving, you know, because I really want you to see me now, you know, like look at my height. Like I look like an Amazonian princess. say it right. But yeah. So, do you have a fear of anything? If it's not a secret, please tell us what you fear the most. So I thought about this question. I was like, when I was younger, I had a weird thought that I would probably die young from being shot. Why? I don't know, but I literally thought about that a lot. But now, what is my fear? My fear now is that I'm not going to live up to my potential. That my procrastination and my indecisiveness will get the best of me. So it's a constant battle, literally daily battle of like, do I sleep in for an extra hour or do I hit the gym? Do I push forward projects or do I lollygag? So definitely those are like constant fears, but that was like an old fear of mine before. Do you love history? Did you have high grades in history classes? So, did I have high grades? I don't know, but I did pass. Like, I would easily say I was an A-B student, no problem. Do I love history? Yes. Do I love the history that's taught in school? Not so much, but I do love learning. I love the history of things. Like, and sometimes too, I think about that show, how it was made. So I love learning random things like that. I love learning the history of different animals or people, but it doesn't have to be like textbook learning. I just, like I can't name all whatever many presidents we have. Like I did a test a while ago, but I could probably name like 15 presidents. Does that count? Like, what's the average? How many presidents can the average person say is the real question. Can I name all 50 states? No, but for the most part, I could probably get there. Don't tell me to put it on a map. I could probably kind of guess a few good ones, but like that's probably like 50% of them will I know. Anyways, how would you describe yourself? I would describe myself as patient, kind, semi-understanding, can have a bitch face, genuinely a lover. As much as I want to say like I'm a bitch, I'm really not, but I think I have to hide behind that because I don't want to get hurt, and that comes from being hurt and trauma and past experiences. But I'm one that truly wants the best for people, even if it's not at the moment where I'm like, I could be like, man, fuck you because you screwed me over or whatever, but genuinely I have no hate for anyone, unless you hurt my family or my sister. I'm coming for your ass. Who do you admire the most, mom or dad? Definitely my mom, because my mom was our rock. Unfortunately, my dad died when I was like 5 years old or so. It's one of those things where everything happens for a reason. Do I wish I had my father around? Yeah, definitely. I feel like I wouldn't have made such dumb decisions at times. But would it have been the right thing? Who knows? Like, sadly, my dad died due to gang violence, and so would my life be better or worse? It can truly be a coin toss. So, but I admire my mom for her like YOLO-ness, first of all, because my mom's sense of humor is freaking amazing. Her heart, her brain is so beautiful. The way her words are, like my mom, when she prays, oh my gosh, like there's a few times my mom has prayed for me and I've literally cried because she's like freestyling poetry. And I think that's one thing I will say that I'm thankful that I got from her, like, in the genes and the brains, I don't know where, but I definitely feel like the way she puts her words together can come out at times so magically. Like, I'm not saying my mom every time she's coming out she's the word genius person, whatever, I don't know, but like the way she is and how she carries herself, I'm so in love with the person that she is, and I admire her so much. My mom was just so dope. So mom, do you have any siblings? How many? So like straight up one sister, that's full sister, my Alyssa, shout out my sissy. But then I have a brother Max who definitely is in my life. I love him to death. And then I have a half sister that I've never met from my dad's side. What ice cream flavor could you eat for the rest of your life if you could only pick one? Rocky Road. No, wait. Okay, that's my quick answer. But the ice cream that I really, really, really love is called, it's from Fossilman's in Alhambra. Shout out to that place. Dope ice cream, best ice cream. They make their ice cream there. But they have one, it's called Cookie Monster. It's blue, and it's Oreos with cookies and cream and cookie dough. Amazing. Best one ever. Can you remember the first time you felt angry? So this one, I was like, oh yeah, highlight that one because I want to discuss this. I remember I was homeschooled. In being homeschooled, we had a pageant thing experience. Maybe it was when I was like in Girl Scouts or something. I'm not sure. But we had like a little pageant thing where we were wearing cute little dresses and we did our little walk and all this. And so I remember my dress that my mom chose. She got it from Ross. No, not Ross. What is that place called? Kmart. She got it from Kmart. And I thought it was cute. But there's literally a picture of me looking at a girl like this. Because apparently I was jealous or something. So I like, does that... maybe angry when's the first time you felt jealous should really be the question, but like I always think about that. I was like, oh my gosh, I was such a little hating bitch, but like girl, do you now, like now that I'm older, I would still look at her like, damn, that dress is cute as fuck, but you look good in it, right? You know, like evolution. What was the last time you cried? Oh my gosh, last night. Why did I cry? Because I was watching an interview, which I want to make another separate video about this, but I was watching a video that was in an interview about a girl talking about how she was the villain in her past relationships, and it made me really like analyze how I was as a girlfriend in the past. And I was talking with my boyfriend about this, and like it kind of brought me to tears because I realized who I was versus who I am now. And did I give them the best of me? Not always. So that's for another story though. Do you love your job, and is it your dream job?
So tell us, what's your dream job?
Darling, I've told you several times before, I have no dream job. I do not dream of labor.
Without getting too much into it, let's move on. What is your favorite moment from childhood? So definitely the moment when we went to the Spirit West Coast, like I discussed earlier, when my mom took us to a concert. But definitely would be like any moments with my mom and my sister being homeschooled. We would ride our bikes, we would go to different random places. Probably I would say second favorite memory other than the concert festival was when my mom took us to Disney California Adventures. I was supposed to be there with my Girl Scout. I guess my mom had to pay full price for us to go in, whatever the price was at that time. Come to like find out later, the three of us, me, my mom, and my sister, I remember us all exploring, having fun. This was back in the day, like literally Disney California Adventure had just barely opened, and they used to have times where you could like sign in and like get to like skip the lines per se, or like you had like a appointment per se for it. So my mom would take us, like we were doing like all of this random stuff, and we run into the Girl Scouts, the group that I was with, and they ended up telling my mom like, you were supposed to stick with us and da 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 da. My mom was like, no, I paid full price, so we're gonna explore. So that was definitely a very memorable moment with my mom. What activity do you do only when you are alone? Journal. I definitely journal a lot when I'm alone. I don't do it frequently, like I could go months without doing it, but I really enjoy it because I like to go back and kind of see where I was mentally, spiritually, even sometimes physically, because I'm writing about like, hey, these are my thoughts, and sometimes I'm like, girl, you were a mess, or then sometimes I was like, ooh, you were on it, you were in a good moment. So definitely journaling. What has been your biggest regret up to now? My biggest regret is not valuing my self-worth. I feel like that's something that has been very important in my current relationship, is that he's taught me really to like value myself, not only just for myself, but that like I'm worthy of real love and I'm worthy of greatness and I am enough. So definitely. What is a common misconception others may have of you? Maybe that I'm a bitch, because I can kind of come off like that. I think it's just because I'm guarded, but like I saw like a post on Instagram recently where it was like there's something about like the girls at the gym that seem bitchy, but then you talk to them, they're super nice.
Types of girls in the gym, all right? The girls who never smile and never make eye contact with anyone, but are really nice if you approach them.
That's me. When I'm at the gym, don't talk with me, please. Like, please don't talk to me. Just let me do my thing. But when we talk, I'm nice for the most part. Knowing what you know now, what would you have done different if you were born again? What would I have done differently? I probably would have valued myself more. I wouldn't have allowed myself to devalue my worth so that people walked all over me. I definitely feel like that's something I did that really screwed me over, that it took like years of like trauma bond over like working through my traumas. I definitely had to do that. Like I had a good 3 years where I was like, I mean, still I was like messing around with men and so forth, but it was like one of those things where I couldn't be in a relationship. I had to really like find myself, and you know, and with finding yourself, it's not like a straight path, right? There's those ups and those downs, but definitely I would know my worth this time around. What would you do if you $1 million was given to you with no strings attached? I would quit my job and I would really focus on getting more videos up. I would focus on traveling, ways to generate money while I sleep, period. If you could change one thing about yourself, what would it be? My self-doubt, definitely. I mean, we could go on to some physical things, but whatever. I'm gonna just talk about like who I am, and I would say my self-doubt, because I doubt myself a lot of the times, and I don't completely understand why. I feel like people definitely root for me. Like I've had people say like, oh, I know you're gonna be successful, and then there's times in my head I'm like, really? Because I don't ever feel like I'm gonna be that one. So that. What song do you listen to when you feel sad? Good Days from SZA. Love that song. Love her, period. What one superpower would you want and why? I want teleportation, and I want it to be instant like that because my ass is always late. Granted, even if I could still do that, I would still be late, probably, most likely, knowing myself. But teleportation, like, and if I had to have stuff with me, I don't know how I would make that happen. You know, like, how do you like teleport that? And then if you have to take some boxes to UPS, how do you do that? Like, do I have to touch the box? But teleportation would be the thing. What do you think other people love about you? My heart, my genuine, my heart and my integrity, because I definitely want good for all of those around me. I want to see all my people succeed, and even if you're not my people, like part of my people, I want you to succeed because I want people to root for me too. What is your favorite holiday of the year and why? Halloween, because I love the like spooky vibes, but I'm more like Nightmare Before Christmas Halloween, not like Freddy vs. Krueger Halloween or something. You know, I'm not really trying to scare people, but like I love going through like haunted mazes, going to Not Scary Farm or like Universal Horror Nights, where you're going through mazes and you know that they're paid to do this, rather than really trying to scare the living life out of you. What name would you give your baby if it was a girl or a boy? If it was a girl, I love the name Hazel, or another name, but I don't want to jinx it right now, so I'm not going to say the other name, but like off the top of my head, Hazel. And if it was a boy, Ezekiel, because I love that name. Why though? I was such a tomboy growing up, and there was a skateboard company called Ezekiel, and they had like snowboarding stuff, and so I remember going to like, I think it was like Dick's Sporting Goods or Big Five or something, buying a sweater that was a boy sweater, and I thought it was so dope, and I would pretend like it was one of my boyfriend's sweater, but it was really my sweater, and I bought it with my own coins. What movie have you watched the most and why? Well, okay, if I had to say what movie have I watched the most, I would say probably The Nightmare Before Christmas, because it's dope, but my favorite movie is Juno. I love the sarcasm. I love the sarcastic humor and just the way the movie is set up. Like, that's literally my favorite movie. If you could be someone else for a day, who would you want to be? Okay, I was thinking about this, and I was like, first 3 people that came to mind was, I want to be SZA, but I want the person's brain at the same time, because I want to be able to really live as them, not as me being them. So it would be SZA, because I want to be able to have her creative flow. Same thing with Beyonce, because I'm like, who doesn't want to be Beyonce for a day? However, I would definitely want to be Kim Kardashian, because I want to understand her mogul mind. Like, she is such a boss babe, businesswoman, and like, you know, you have to be smart to make money off of nothing, so shout out to her. What keeps you up at night? I think, like, doubting myself. Am I going to make it in this world? Am I going to be the person that I envision myself? Or will I live up to the expectations? Not expectations, but will I live up to who I need to be on this earth? Like, I feel like we choose to be here, so will I live up to the person that I wanted to be while I'm here on this planet? If you were gonna die tomorrow, what would you do today? I would live unapologetically. I would say what I wanted to say, send love, and live. Yeah, that. Let's just keep it short and simple, right? How do you define success? I define success by true, genuine inner happiness. Like when you have real happiness, that is when you are successful. What's more important, the journey or the destination? The journey. Although we pretend like the destination is the most important part, it's the journey, because that's what got you there. If money was not an object, where would you want to live? On an island, period. Because yeah, why not? What is your definition of a strong person? A person that at times can be taken down but continues to decide to pick it up and keep going, right? Because how else are you strong? If you, regardless, we can all have weak moments, but it doesn't make you a weak person. You're only weak if you continue to live in those moments. What do you often find yourself thinking about when you are alone? Probably like at times where I can kind of doubt myself, where I think like, am I enough? And it could be, yeah, am I enough? And it could be in so many different ways. So that's something I constantly question about myself, but I'm learning not to. I'm learning to love myself more, because I'm realizing like I'm given true love, and so with being given true love, how can you not bring out the best in yourself, right? I mean, we can all pretend that we don't want to, but we need to. What do you think makes you most different from other people? Probably my heart and my integrity, and the fact that I'm not okay with anything less. Granted, I've put myself in situations where was I proud of myself in those situations or who I was? Hell no. But you grow, right? So that. Would you rather spend your day at the beach or in the mountains? Beach. I love the beach. I watched a documentary a few years ago about this doctor that lives in San Diego who was retired, and he would ride his skates on the beach every day. And he talks about like how he would like sometimes go on one foot and go like this, and like he said it was the closest thing to flying. Now I don't know if it's the Aquarius in me or what, because we're an air sign, but I love something that like makes me feel like I'm flying, that like freeness. And kind of like in one of my old videos, it's what pushed me to go skydiving. And my last question is, would you hold your hands with your mom in public? Hell yes, because I love my mom. She's so dope. I love her and I miss her so much. Like now living away from my family, it's small things like hugging my mom that I miss. Like, and it's so beautiful when I hug my mom, like the few times that I've gone back home and I've seen her, like, man, she will hug me for a minute, and like it's genuine love, and like thinking about it makes me want to cry because I love my mom. So yeah, those are like a few random questions about me. Hopefully that allows you to know more about me, but you can learn more about me as time goes. So tell me, if you had to answer one of these questions, what would you think? Like, what's your favorite type of music? And if you could be anywhere in the world right now, or let's keep it simple, on an island, or not island, at the beach or on the mountains, where would you be? Like, subscribe, whatever, just show some love and be kind to yourself before you're kind to others, because you are what matters. So